Wait. What's that? Come over here. Look at that. Sun. Summer is here. It's 1st of May and summer is already here. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go outside. I'm so excited. Summer is here. Look at that. Look at that. No clouds. Definitely going for a run. I know I'm overexcited, but believe me, it was the longest winter in my life, and now finally we had this sunny weather, and I'm definitely going for a run right now. I'm gonna hit the gym today. Hey, no, no, hey, no, no, hey, no, no, hey, hey, no, hey, no, no. The race is over, so let me tell you what happened. Let me show you what did I have for food during the race, and I'll show you what I had in my backpack. So now I'll take everything out of the backpack to show you what I had during the race. Here I have something like real food that I had with me. This small thing is a rice cake. This thing got that frozen that when I tried to eat it, it had the same structure and taste like snow. It was totally frozen. So I had some energy gels, some kind of pre-work shot, with the caffeine, taurine, amino acids, vitamins. I think they helped. What else did I have? This is the amount of water I had with me, exactly 250 milliliters. Basically, I had water for the first, say, 10 kilometers. Then I drank half of this, and then it got frozen, and until the end of the race I did not have any water and I did not drink any water. One small energy gel, this Arctic Warrior, some natural products. Another energy gel, some tissues. I had few of those Raffaello chocolate candies. This is all I had, all the calories during the race. First of all, I'm not advising anyone about anything because I just don't want to get anyone in a trouble. I'll just share my experience. What I just showed you as a food and water I had with me during the race, this is not even the minimum. This is, I think, below the minimum. I basically run without food and without water, just with few energy drinks. Well, if you're planning to complete the race within 5 hours, then this should be enough. I think if you're spending more than 7 hours running, then in this condition you must have food and make sure you have something to drink that doesn't freeze. I think I finished successfully mainly because of my experience with cold weather and long distance running. I live here in Rovaniemi and I can say that I'm familiar with the weather condition, how it can change, and I took a risk. I took a risk in terms of food, water and clothing. Everything was on the minimum, survival minimum. On the starting line, people looked at me and I heard comments that people thought that I don't have any experience going that way on the race. There were comments that I would drop off rather quickly. I don't want to comment other people because everyone feels cold and in a different way, and people have different capacity to deal with running in snow and winter condition. It's basically often not about being first or even second or third, but it's about finishing that kind of race, and it's a great achievement and great experience. And even those that could not finish, I admire them for even trying. Basically the race goes as a huge loop, and on the way back, the last 20 kilometers, if I remember well, it's just on the river, and for some reason it's always windy there. At that point the temperature dropped to -10, -12 degrees Celsius, and then I felt cold. And I was a bit scared, to be honest, because in case of hypothermia, then if I would call for help, then it would take, say, 30 minutes for someone to come and rescue me, and then another 20-30 minutes till they get me to a warm place, which is too much, and the risk about this is too high. What I can advise you actually is to always bring that kind of survival blanket, this aluminium foil, but those the good ones that they're like a bag, so you can basically get inside, not those that you just cover yourself. They wouldn't be enough. I didn't have it with me. It's so easy to advise people for things that you don't do, but someday I'm gonna pay the price. But if you're running in a cold weather condition, please take that kind of thing with you. It's a must. It can save your life, and I promise I'll be taking it with me always from now on. It was very important for me to adjust the body temperature and not to overheat. So basically, if I felt like I started sweating too much, I was taking off some clothes. Then when it was a bit chilly, I was putting them back. Of course, this is very annoying because you have to do it many times during the race. If you get your clothes wet and put them in the backpack, and then if you need them later, they're frozen, they're totally frozen, and they don't work this way. Another issue that I still struggle to solve that problem is that the food and water gets frozen. Actually, that's the main reason why I signed up for 66 kilometers, not for 150. Of course, I know how to deal with 150 kilometers, but I just didn't want to do it. About the race, it's amazing experience, very well organized, and I recommend you to come and give a try. I just showed you what I did and how I went through the race. It was a big success for me. It was actually the first medal in running I got in my life. But please don't do what I did, because I took a high risk. Make sure you have enough clothes and food and something to drink during the race. And if you have any questions about the race and the area, you can just ask me in a comment below. I said I have experience with cold weather, but even I get in trouble sometimes. Like, for example, you can see this picture. I was driving a snowmobile and it wasn't even that cold. It was maybe minus 15 degrees, but I did not put the mask on my face. And cold is... don't underestimate the cold. Cold is a dangerous thing, and it's not worth to pay that high price. If you're in a race in a cold condition, if you feel like you're getting into trouble, like your fingers, toes getting frozen, make sure you ask for help. Don't go through this, because it's not worth having consequences for life. You know, that race will be here every year, hopefully, so... This is all I wanted to say. I know I said I wasn't going to give any advices, but I gave some advices, sorry about that. And by the way, do you know, on this race, if you're slow enough, you can actually experience this.